morning, Titans. Today is Thursday, November 9th. I'm Thomas DiMercurio.
And I'm Alexander Huddleston. On today's show, we will learn a little bit about the librarian,
as well as catch up with the football team.
Sounds great. Let's get to today's news. The varsity football team, seated number 8 in the Sac Joaquin Section Division II playoffs, will host number 9, Elk Grove, the Storming Herd, tonight at 7 p.m. The Titans got into the playoffs playing Whitney, winning 38-14. I was there with the highlights. Last Friday, the Titans played their last regular season game at home against our rivals, the Wildcats of Whitney High School. There were a few drives that were stopped, but the first to score, however, was the Wildcats, with senior Michael Hamp making it 7-0 Whitney. The Titans were then stopped to a fourth down, where they did their famous fake punt, direct snap to senior Moses Paul, bringing the Titans all the way to the 9-yard line, scoring a touchdown on third down with Paul. Wildcats ball with a short throw to receiver, and the ball was punched loose by junior Luke Paulson, recovered by junior Tyler Mackey. Titans have the ball, and after a couple of plays, they make it to the 1-yard line and score on a counter play with junior Mahari Roberts, making it 17-7, Titans going into halftime. After halftime, the Titans took the ball and all the way down inside the 5 and scored with Roberts again. The defensive pass rush was once again very strong and quick, pressuring the QB all night. Later in the fourth quarter, the Wildcats scored their second and final touchdown of the night, making the final score 38-10. The Titans took another dub and the number 8 seed going into the playoffs, taking on Elk Grove in Game 1. Alexander Huddleston, Channel 5 Titan TV. Saturday is Veterans Day. We have Friday off in observance of the holiday. Reporter Isa Blotsky and Thomas DiMercurio talked to staff around campus about their service to our country.
Served in the United States Air Force for 5 years, active duty, both stateside and overseas. I worked in personnel data systems, so a lot of computer work, Unix machines. Right before like the internet started becoming pretty popular for sending messages and email. I remember when emails used to take about 24 hours to send, and now it's instantaneous, so that's how old I am. For me, the Air Force was a great experience. Coming out of high school, you know, I had dreams of maybe playing professional baseball, but those dreams came to an end quickly after I realized there's a lot of better players out there. So I went ahead and joined the Air Force, my friend and I, and it was a life changer. It paid for some of my college, it gave me a lot of good work experience, and I made a lot of good friends that I still talk to today.
I joined the United States Marine Corps fresh out of high school. The military always appealed to me, and specifically the Marines. They're known for being the few and the proud, and I wanted to be part of the few and the proud. When I was in the Marines, I was stationed in North Carolina at Camp Lejeune. I worked with 2 units. I worked with the infantry unit in the beginning, and when I was restationed, deployed to Camp Pendleton, San Diego, I was with the military police. During my time in the military, the biggest impact it had was, first of all, friendships. I have lifelong friends now from the military. The best part about it was to travel. I traveled extensively to a lot of places, and that gave me a really good worldview and perspective of people and how to build relationships. But most importantly, the military teaches you how to be a leader. It teaches you to be a service member. It teaches you selflessness, and it teaches you to look out for your brother. So I would highly recommend this option for any female or male student looking for a place to find leadership, to find security, and to find a way to help the world.
Makerspace Mania began on Monday in the library. Students engaged their creativity skill by creating monsters. Reporter David Dye and Alex Huddleston have the story.
On Tuesday, November 7th, we went to the library to find out more about Makerspace. Here's Mrs. McCoy with more information.
Makerspace Mania Mondays is after school, twice a month on Mondays in the library. It's a chance for students to come hang out with their friends while they're having fun with technology, creating art pieces, exploring how to take apart old technology, build something new out of the technology. Going forward to next term, we want to get some 3D printing going in here and really get students to expand their technology skills while also having fun. Right now, in November for Makerspace Mondays, just yesterday we had our first cardboard creature challenge. So students, either individually or in groups, can use old cardboard to design and create a creature of their choice, or any object for that matter, to be entered in a contest for the best creature, and they can win Starbucks cards or free books of their choice. And we're going to follow up with that on November 27th for a second round. So students that weren't able to make it yesterday can also come and have an opportunity to build a cardboard creature on November 27th.
David Dye, Alexandra Huddleston, Channel 5 Titan TV News.
3 weeks ago was Kindness Week, which inspired many Titans to clean up their word choice. Reporters Edith Zablotsky and Thomas talked with Assistant Principal Tino Guzman and Senior Melissa Johnson about the impact of the event.
It's been a couple of weeks since the Words Matter movement started, and there has been numerous changes to how students act on campus and how they use their words to communicate. Assistant Principal Mr. Guzman shares with us what started the movement to get students to clean up their word choices.
We've noticed in the past couple of years just an increase in the amount of negative language used on campus. And as a leadership team on campus and as staff, we really want to address that because we think it's important that we use words that edify and that build up rather than tear down.
About the words impact, after intervention and watching all the videos, I did start paying attention more around campus to how people were talking, and I did realize how big of a problem it actually was. So I started learning about how I was talking to other people, and I was correcting myself, because every now and then I spit out a few words that I shouldn't, and I was listening to my friends and I was correcting them too, and I just maybe started thinking wow, it's such a huge thing, we're offending other people, we're offending ourselves when we talk the way we do, so it shouldn't become normalized.
Signing out is Thomas DiMercurio and Edith Zablotsky, Titan TV News. In order to represent the emotion in the band's latest show, Goodbye, a group of choir students joined alongside the band to move a prop around the field. Reporters Andrew Deardorff, Daniel Rakuba, and Julian Martinez caught up with Kobe Harris and Anthony Miller to talk about the importance of their role.
If you've seen the band's most recent show, Goodbye, you probably have noticed the large door used throughout the show. The crew in charge of the door is an important addition to the band, adding an additional layer of emotion to the show.
We just moved around the prop for band in the background. It helped with their scoring, and we had a really good time. And we decided to do it this year with another friend. So there's 4 of us, and we have to move this 11-foot door, which is pretty heavy, but we still enjoy doing it. We go to these competitions like Del Oro or Oakmont, and I don't know, it's a really fun time to do. We get to hang out with some of the band people, and we just enjoy doing it.
A lot of people accepted us in the band, even though we don't feel like we're a part of bands. But it's a great community that I love to be a part of.
Andrew Deardorff, Julian Martinez, and Daniel Rakuba, Channel 5, Titan TV News.
The speech and debate team hosted a tournament last weekend. Reporter Logan Strahl was also there.
Last Saturday, the Antelope Speech and Debate team competed with schools around the area. The team did well, with 10 members finishing in the top 6 within their respective events. Senior Ariana Robinson finished 4th in dramatic interpretation. Muntaha Sarif finished 2nd for humorous interpretation. Mark Klominko placed 2nd in creative writing. And Jared Panners finished 2nd in impromptu and 1st in national extemporaneous. Afterwards, I spoke to a few of the members about their favorite aspects of being on the team.
One of my favorite things about Speech and Debate is that we're just a giant family and we have so much fun together. After tournaments, we go to get food and we hang out and we all have inside jokes with each other, and it's really fun.
The feelings of success that you get after you do well at a tournament, seeing your preparation turn into a tournament trophy. It's something that's unrivaled.
Logan Strahl, Titan TV News.
Biomedical instructor Angela Anderson has won Project Lead the Way's Teacher of the Year Award. Reporters Alex and David Dye interviewed her about her accomplishment.
Staff members are awarded for their hard work and involvement in education. However, science teacher Miss Anderson was nominated for Project Lead the Way Gateway Teacher of the Year. I talked to Mr. Guzman and Junior Jasny Bajwa for more information.
Mrs. Anderson is one of our Project Lead the Way biomedical science teachers. She's been teaching that program since its inception. She's also she's also the department chair for Project Lead the Way and CTE at our school site. She is a passionate, committed educator, and she is willing to go the extra mile. She really looks out for her kids. Her number one thing is looking out for her kids, and she's helped grow a program exponentially across these past 10 years. Mrs. Anderson received the National Project Lead the Way Teacher of the Year. Project Lead the Way is a national organization, and this is a prestigious award. She's getting this award because of her commitment to our kids, our staff, and Project Lead the Way, and getting kids ready for college and career readiness. There's a pretty long vetting process to get this award. First of all, there's a nomination process you have to go through. Once you go through the nomination process, there's an actual written essay you have to write. There's an interview process. We meet with Project Lead the Way, and we meet with their executives, and we actually talk about the strengths of Mrs. Anderson, what she brings to our school, and why she's deserving of that award. So it's a really strong, long process. But in the end, she really was deserving of this prestigious award.
I think that's really cool, and she ultimately did deserve it. She has a great way of teaching her students, especially if you aspire to learn and try to become something in the medical field. She really pushes you.
I'm one of the biomedical instructors for Project Lead the Way on campus. So the award I got was the National Teacher of the Year for Project Lead the Way, and it's really just a reflection of all the hard work of the teachers here on campus involved in the Project Lead the Way program and the programs that we've developed over the years that the school's been in place, the support from our administrators, and the pathway that we've developed for students to be able to go through all our 4 courses and then actually go out into industry and practice the skills that they've learned.
Alexander Hulson, David Dye, Channel 5, Titan TV News. Last Friday was Teacher Appreciation Night, which means the football players get to pick a teacher to represent them at the game. Reporters Logan Strahl and Tarandeep Dosanjh spoke to senior Kevin Larson in his pick for the game.
Every year, the football players pick their favorite teacher to represent them at the game. This year, Kevin Larson chose government instructor Chad Cook, having known him for many years.
A buddy of mine, Michael Perez, was starting up a club with me, and we were trying to find a teacher to use his classroom, and he was the one that allowed us to, so I met him in freshman year for our club. I think he's a really good teacher. I mean, he makes a lot of the stuff fun. I mean, even the boring, not so fun stuff, he makes it a little bit less dreadful.
Yeah, Kevin's awesome. He works hard. He's key in leading discussions in class. When we have debates, he's always a reliable source of information from one side of the political spectrum. But yeah, I enjoy having Kevin in class.
Logan Strahl and Tarandeep Dosanjh, Titan TV News.
2 Fridays ago, the Titans faced off against Bella Vista, winning 55-0. Alex was there and got the highlights.
Last Friday, the Titans played their final away game of the regular season, and what better way to start the game than having an opening kickoff return by senior Stephen Britter for a breakaway of 84 yards all the way to the house. Junior Mahari Roberts was seen here rushing for the first offensive touchdown. The Broncos got the ball back, and senior Jacob Pinola got one of his 2 sacks, forcing the Broncos to give the Titans the ball, only to score with Roberts again, making it 21-0, ending the first quarter. To start off the second quarter, senior Gabe Thomas caught a 17-yard touchdown pass from junior Nathan Lucero. Roberts showed why he was named player of the game, here copying another ticket to the end zone. Next drive for the Titans was successful because of the foot race between senior Leonte Huerta Moore and a couple of Bella Vista defensive backs, all the way to the end zone, making it 41-0 going into the first half. After halftime, the Titans started putting in new players like junior Hamilton Grigsby running for his first varsity touchdown. Broncos ball and the sophomore quarterback was sacked for a loss of 14 yards by junior Carlos Franco. After giving the ball back to the Titans, senior Kevin Larson threw a beautiful pass to junior Luke Paulson to get the final score of the night, making it 55-0 Titans. The defensive pass rush was strong all night against the Bronco offense, with rushers like David Usamov rushing the quarterback all night. Alexander Hulson, Channel 5 Titan TV News.
Well, that's all for this week. You going to the game tonight, Alex?
You know it. I'm really excited to get some good highlights.
Yeah, totally. Have a great Thursday, Titans.
And even better, 3-day weekend.